What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at the Eufy S330 Video Smart Lock. This is a 3-in-1 device which has an HD camera, doorbell, and smart lock all built into the same device. Taking a look at the specs, this has a smart lock which can be unlocked by fingerprints, PIN codes, and more, a video doorbell with a 2K camera, smart app, and voice control, and requires no monthly fees. So taking a look at the device itself, this is definitely one of the best smart home inventions I've seen in the past few years. This is basically everything you could need outside your door, all tied into one convenient package. This is battery powered, so installation is also very easy as well, which we'll go over shortly. As I said earlier, this is a 3-in-1 device with a doorbell, smart lock, and camera as well. Not only is this cheaper than buying the three separately, but it's also much easier and quicker to install as well. Separately, that's mounting a camera, replacing your doorbell, and replacing your lock. With this, all you have to do is pop out your old deadbolt, put this one in, and that's really all there is to it. Honestly, one of the biggest yet easiest smart home updates I've done so far. If you would like to see detailed instructions on what's involved in installing this, I put the link to the official installation video in the description, but overall, it's very easy with not much to it. As you can see here, there's 3 different pieces. You have the inside part, the outside part, and then you have the deadbolt, which goes in between both of them inside your door. Besides this, there's just 2 wires you have to connect before you screw everything in, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So this one goes on the outside, this one goes on the inside. That kind of sandwiches your door with this in the middle, just like a regular lock. Connect those 2 wires, which is what feeds the power from one to the other. And like I said, very easy. Honestly, beside the wires, it's really no different from installing a regular non-smart doorbell. Inside the box, you also get a chime box, which works as the doorbell chime, a Wi-Fi extender, and your video storage as well. So taking a look at the chime, you have your speaker chime in the front. You have 2 Wi-Fi antennas here at the side, which are adjustable to get the best reception depending where your router is at. And then at the side over here, you have your SD card slot, which supports up to a 128 gigabyte SD card. Alright, so this is what it looks like once it's installed. Overall, a very nice and sleek unit. So everything on this is powered by a large 10,000 milliamp battery, which gives you about 4 to 5 months per charge. Once you need to charge it, you just pop open this cover, charge the battery from the USB port, which is on back of this battery, which is removable as well. So right here, you can see the USB port. Pop that back in, and you're good to go for another 4 to 5 months. So taking a look at the inside, you just have this blank spot on top, which as I just showed you is the battery compartment. And then at the bottom, you have the deadbolt, so you can manually lock or unlock just like a regular lock. Even though this is done manually, it'll still trigger a notification on your phone, so you always know the status of your door. So taking a look at the outside, this is where all the smart tech is at. Starting with the lock, you have the fingerprint reader up top. Real simple, just touch it and it'll quickly lock or unlock the door. Once again, unlock it. Real simple, reads very well. Below that, you have the keypad that you can use as well. One cool thing I like about this is their feature that lets you scramble your access code. So say if someone's walking by or someone is near you and you don't want them seeing your code, what you can do is enter a bunch of gibberish and then my code, which in this case is 1235. And as you can see, it still recognizes the code and unlocks the door. This can be done before or after the code. So again, 1235 and now a bunch of gibberish. And as you can see, once again, accepted my code without any issues. So definitely a nice security feature to make the keypad even more secure. Beside these, you can also lock or unlock the door through the app, through Google or Alexa, or by using the keyhole, which is hidden under the doorbell button. This is battery powered, but even if the battery dies out, you can still get in using the physical key. If you don't have your key either, there's also a USB-C port that you can plug power into, and this will allow you to use the lock and all of its smart features as normal. Alright, so moving on to the other part of this device, which is the video doorbell. Right down here, you have the doorbell button. And then up top, you have the camera itself. Testing out the camera, I'm definitely happy with the video quality. This is a 2K camera, which has a 160-degree viewing angle, so you get a nice and clear view of everything outside your door. This is a smart camera as well, so you get notifications when it detects people, vehicles, or pets. And last but not least, you also have dual motion detecting sensors, so you'll get less false alarms as well. So taking a look at the app, this is what you'll see here. So right here I have the video doorbell, video smart lock. If you have other Eufy devices, they'll be right here on the home page. When you want to see the events, you go down here to the events tab and you can see all your events here. You can see it not only shows from the doorbell, but you can also see everything from your cameras and everything else there as well. So if you want to see the live feed, click on play, and then you see the live feed from the camera. So this is the lock I have on my back door, and right in front of the door I have a storm door, and it only has like a medium-sized window in the middle. But fortunately, as soon as someone comes in this area, because I have stairs coming up this way, and this door opens this way, and then my inside door opens this way. So as soon as someone comes up the stairs, it triggers the camera, so it captures everything I need. So it doesn't get the overall view of my yard like a video doorbell or camera would, but that's just because of my situation. But fortunately, it does get them when they approach and open my door. So for me, it does the job. And then I also have the added convenience of having the fingerprint sensor and the PIN code as well. So right here, if I want to unlock the door, I can just hold that down. And you can see now unlocked. Same thing if I want to lock it, hold that down. Lock that as well. What's cool is this works on Wi-Fi. So I could be anywhere else in the world, and I know we all have that little thing in the back of our head that makes us wonder, did I lock the door at the house? And sometimes you just gotta live with that and wonder until you get home if you actually locked it or not. But with this, you can open up the app and see if you did lock it, and if you locked it, great. And if not, then no problem at all. Just hold that down and you can go ahead and fix that problem and lock your door. So another little very convenient feature about having a Wi-Fi lock. So right down here, very straightforward, you have a record. So if you see something happening there and you don't want to rely on it to capture it, you can just record it, and it'll record everything that's happening on your screen and save it to your phone. Get a screenshot, you could talk to whoever's there. You could program quick responses. So instead of having to say, hey, I'm not home right now, you could just record yourself saying, I'm not home right now, and then click that and it'll automatically play your voice to that person. And then right here, you could turn on or off sound to hear from the camera. And that's about it for the main app. Right here, this switches it over to portrait mode, so you can see a bigger view. So taking a look at the settings, you have a few different things here. You have up top, you have their home base, which is another accessory that Eufy sells that kind of ties into all the devices and adds more features. I'm not going to go over that, but if you want to look into that, look up home base and you can see everything else that adds to Eufy devices. So over here we have motion detection. You have a few different things you can do here. You have detect human only or all motions, and you have your distance. But what I like here is you go down to advanced. You can not only program a certain amount of feet that you want it to detect, but you could actually customize it based on the view. So you could put it right here to detect very close, over here only far, over here medium, and so on. So depending on how your view is arranged, maybe you want to detect closer in this area, but further over there, you can definitely customize that and program it to your liking. So something very cool, not something I've seen with any other camera. Right here, you have integration settings. So you can integrate this to work with your actual doorbell or camera from Eufy as well. And they'll add settings so you can unlock your door from that view there. So pretty cool to kind of tie things together. This is one feature I really like right here, manage access. So you can set up a different user for everybody in your family. And each user will get their own passcode and fingerprints as well. So you can save multiple fingerprints per person. And what I like about this is obviously everybody gets their own PIN, everybody gets their own fingerprint, makes it very easy to enter or leave your house. But because they're programmed in here individually, you also know who uses your lock at what time. So instead of just saying the door was unlocked, it'll say Eric Hernandez unlocked it, or it'll say, you know, my son's name, he unlocked the door, he locked the door. So it's very cool to kind of keep track of what's going on with the locks, so you kind of know what's happening. For me, this is good because my son comes home at 3 p.m. and sometimes I gotta leave and go burn an errand or something. I don't have to check the camera when it triggers. It'll just say, you know, he unlocked the door. Then I know, okay, he got home when he's supposed to. Everything's good. So nice little bonus feature to have there. You know, I went over that earlier, quick response. Then over here, you have Power Manager where you can set everything how you want it to either record more and be more surveillance or less surveillance and more battery friendly. So you can always change that depending on, maybe you're out of town, you want the best settings possible. Then if you're gonna be home all day this week or whatever, you can put it for optimal battery life. But anyways, how you set it, this is very, very good battery life. I had this about 90% maybe 3 days ago, And I've been setting a whole bunch of different things, setting things up, playing with it, and it's right now 87%. So no matter how you set it, you're still going to get very, very good battery life out of this. Then right here, you have auto lock. Basically, this is a timer that'll automatically relock your door. So if you unlock it, it'll start counting down 90 seconds or so and then relock your door after a certain amount of time. So you don't have to worry about ever forgetting locking your door. But what's cool is the S330 has built-in sensors to know when your door is open or closed. So if your door is open, say you're throwing out the trash, you can just leave it open slightly and that timer won't kick in. So you don't have to worry about it locking on you or trying to lock. And then when it closes, the sensor will know, okay, now the door is closed again. And then and only then will the sensor start counting down and relock after a certain amount of time. And then right here, you have one-touch locking, which is a very convenient feature. So when you unlock the door, you put in the code. But to lock it, you don't have to put in the code. If you want to, you could do it that way. We have to put in the entire code to lock the door again. Or you could just do one-touch locking where there's a little check mark button on the door and you just click that and automatically that'll relock your doors. So pretty cool and saves time in locking your door from the outside. Then right here, wrong try protection. Similar to a cell phone, you have a number of attempts that you could try to get in the door. So right here, I have it to 5 attempts, and then lockdown time is 3 minutes. So if you try to enter your code 5 times and get it wrong 5 times, just like a cell phone, it'll say, sorry, too many wrong attempts, please wait 3 minutes. Same with the fingerprint. If you're touching it and it's not registering, it'll also lock after 5 attempts. But you can set that to as many as you want, to 10. Then you can lock it for as long as 5 minutes. So nice little protection to buy you some time if you see someone trying to get into your door that isn't supposed to be there. And then you have scramble passcode, which is what I went over earlier of how you can enter random numbers and then your passcode to conceal it and make it harder for anyone standing by to guess it. Or maybe you don't want to add where on those specific buttons with your passcode. This will help kind of spread the touches around and not make your password so obvious or easier to guess. Then you have video settings, which is pretty straightforward. You got watermark on or off, video quality, and recording quality. You got night vision settings, audio settings. Audio settings, you can control everything as well. So you got the speaker volume, the ringtone volume, and the beep volume. And then you have notification settings, indoor chime. So if you want to add a chime to move around the doorbell, you can do that as well. Lock calibration, which will be done when you first install the lock. So you shouldn't have to do that unless you mess with something. Then you have general and a few other things, but that pretty much wraps up everything in the app. I've said it before, but Eufy definitely has one of the cleanest apps from any other camera I've used out there. I've used quite a few out there, and usually they have some learning curve or you kind of have to poke around and kind of find something you want. But this one is very easy to use. Everything's laid out very nicely. So nice and clean and easy app experience there. Overall, this is definitely a great device. Eufy has been making doorbells, cameras, and locks for quite some time, so it's great to see them innovate and bundle all of these into one convenient package. So if you happen to be looking for a smart lock or video doorbell, I highly recommend taking a look at this one here, which again is the Eufy Video Smart Lock S330. Alright, well that about wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.